Hi, this is Mimi from Mimi's Paper Crafting. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are continuing to work on my reading journal for 2024, and we are starting with the bookshelf. If you watched the last video, which I will link down below, you saw me prep all of these pages in preparation for 2024 because I am once again going to use a book journal in 2024. So this is a shuttle art, right? Is that what that is? I have no idea what brand this is. No, it's not. It's AN Art. I have no idea where it came from. I don't know what color it is, but it's what we're using to make our bookshelves. We're also using a stamp to stamp out the books because ain't nobody got time to draw those out. And if you do, good for you. I do not, especially since I end up not even finishing my bookshelf. So we're just going to color the lines. I don't care if they're completely colored in. I don't care if they're a mess. This is mine, and honestly, I'm a real fan of the whole watercolor look. You know what I mean by that? You know when you see those watercolors and then the lines are always like, it's always colored outside the lines. I like that look. So if these go outside the lines, I'm happy with that. But you do you, boo. You want it to be perfect? You can make it perfect. But I am not a fan of perfect. When my niece was here. My niece was here last month, and she was making cards for family. She was making cards. Oh, I have to find out if she actually gave her cards to my mom and my aunt because they are first in line of the cards she made. So she was making cards, and I actually had to take the pen away from her because I was like, no, you're never going to get perfect. Give me the pen. Give me the marker. And I made her give me the marker because I'm like, you can't do perfect. There's human error. You cannot do perfect. And if you learn now rather than later that you cannot do perfect, it'll make you so much happier in the long run. Let yourself make simple mistakes. Why is this not drawn? I don't know. Look at that. We didn't finish that. So we're going to take a 0.5, here it is, micron pen. And we're going to take a ruler and see if we can make it straight. Likelihood? Slim to none, okay, on the possibility of straight. But we're just drawing lines and matching them up to the ones next to it. Okay. And I think I have like 9 dots in between. I think is what I counted the other day when I was setting this up. Okay. Oh, and do this bottom one here. There we go. And then the sides. How wavy my pencil line is. Come on now. Alright. And we're just going to turn it this way. And that's how easy it is to draw a bookshelf. If you're using a stamp, you just have to make sure that you are using like the correct spacing. That's how I got my spacing on the first page, was I just drew out the first bottom here, and then I stamped and then went from there. Also, when I tell you how dry my throat is, it's not an exaggeration. I don't know if it's my medication. I'm on medication that can cause dry mouth. My mouth is not dry. It is my throat. So dry. I gotta take a drink, and I'm gonna pause because I think you don't want to hear that. Okay, seriously, it's so dry. All right, so this is our last shelf, and that is how easy it was. That's how easy. I mean, I just, like I said, I drew the lines on the bottom, and then I stamped my stamps, and then went from there to see how high. Now, if you're drawing in your books, then, I mean, you can draw them as big as you need. But I don't want to have to draw books in, so that is why I have stamps. And this is why I bought stamps, was for a book journal. That's why I bought all these book stamps. Oh, if you didn't see the last video, you didn't see my collection of book stamps. If you saw my last video, you saw my collection of book stamps, which I'm sure you'll see them again in this video. But there we go. So, and this is also, I don't know if this isn't a Dutch, it's just cut off at the top. So it says bookshelf all the way across. And I decided after trying to stamp this one, and it would not stamp, but I am going to draw the lines in. So at least we can use some of it. It would not stamp on this because I'm guessing I didn't have anything for pressure underneath. But I don't want to deal with that. So this is the stamp I'm using. It came in this stamp set right here from Temu. And we're just going to lay it down and start stamping. I'm guessing that I will most likely pause after a while because, I mean, once you see you stamp a few, do you really need to keep watching? So that's all I'm going to do, and I'll most likely leave, like I have a gap here to add something there. So I will pause, I'll be back, and you can see what they all look like. Okay, they are all done, and will they be enough? Probably not, but I can always add more in. So the next page is my book bingo. I have some prompts, and of course I don't have them down here because I don't have my planner. My planner, I use a Happy Planner. Well, I use a disc-bound planner, and I honestly just printed out my own planner pages. But I use a disc-bound planner, and I use a disc-bound planner so I can add and easily remove paper for prepping my projects. And I keep everything like up in my planner. And when I came down here today, I did not grab my planner. So I do have book bingo prompts. And then I want to use this to write the corresponding book. Okay, so let's erase this. But what I will do is draw out the boxes so I can easily just write everything in later on. And what time is it? Oh, I gotta be done and start dinner soon. Maybe I can get the boyfriend to start dinner. What do you think? I can get the boyfriend to make dinner? I mean, it's basically done. I put a carnitas from Aldi. We went to Aldi today. They had a pork roast that was flavored with carnitas seasoning, like whatever that would be. I don't even know. And I put it in the crock pot when we got home. That way, it would be done for dinner. So once again, because I can't draw a straight line, I mean, the ruler is a pain in the butt, and I still can't draw a straight line even with a ruler. I'm going to just trace my lines that I already have here. I counted everything out to make sure that I had enough spaces and enough ideas and enough room to write my bingo square information in. Would they be prompts? Is that what you would call them? Are they prompts? Maybe. They might be prompts. And if you're interested, I could always make a PDF for you with my stuff in it. You can let me know. I don't even remember what was on them. I know it was like read old, some of them were like read older books. Like something from like the 1800s type books. Expands my horizons. I already read what is considered classics, but they're also like 1900s classics, not any later than that. Earlier than that? Later than that? Which one would it be? I got this journal. I had originally bought a different journal, and then I decided just to buy a bullet journal. I had originally bought, because at Ollie's, a spiral bound line journal, because it's really all they had. And then I just bought this one off of Amazon. But, oh, book bingo. And the middle is free space. That's all I know. Middle's a free space. And then we have our 2024 stats. I don't know why this is in here. So we're just going to tear it and use it for the top. And then these are the stats that I most like to track when it comes to my book journals. And the stats I care about, everybody cares about different stats. These are the ones I care about. This is what I want to know at the end of the year. So, and people track them in all different ways. I'm simple. I just like to write the number down. And what I'll do is, at the end of each month, I will have that month stats. So then at the end of the year, I can just add everything up. So these same stats will be at the end of each month. That's how I do it. I haven't heard anybody leave. Let me check. I should check to see if the people who had to leave left. Hold on. Check to make sure that my boyfriend left like he was supposed to, because the dog is being super quiet up there. It's the truth. That's why I checked. So this is my 2024 stats. All right, and then we're going to go to a smaller, we'll go to the 0.3. And just go through here. And then we do the genres. I'd like to, in 2024, which is also on my book bingo, I know that, like, read more short stories, essay collections, that kind of stuff. I keep my mystery thriller in one category because people always categorize them not always correctly, so I just keep them together. I think that's the easiest for myself. And I did not include genres of stuff I'm never going to read. Like, I don't read a lot of contemporary fiction. I don't read a lot of memoirs, so I'm not going to put memoirs. It's all just under nonfiction. Get it? Great. And then the book type, which is audio, physical, or ebook. I read mostly ebook, and I read those from Libby or KU, with a sprinkling of audiobooks and physical. And then I like to track where I got the book. I like to know, did I get it from the library? Do I already own it? So owned, and my physical books are always owned books. I don't typically get out physical books from the library. And then I want to track who wrote it. And the only thing I want to track for this is male or female writer or LGBTQ plus writer, which could mean non-binary, all that. And then how many authors I read of color. So that's all I want to track there. Simple. That's all I want to. I don't want to track a ton of stuff. I'm not going to draw out bar graphs. I can't. If you do that, great, because I can't. I will erase the stuff later. And then we have 2024 favorites. And my 2024 favorites will be, ow, gosh darn it, I just lost my pen. Hold on. Okay, somebody needs to call me out on not vacuuming my craft room. I'm ashamed at how bad the floor is right now. All right, so we're just going to do 2024 favorites. And just draw a line. Okay, so it's going to be top 5 authors read. So who did I read from the most? My top 12 books of 2024, which means my favorite book from every month. And my top 3 genres read, which I can tell you right now, will be thriller, LGBT, oh my gosh. You know, I can't get it out right now. And then probably romance. Okay, and then we start January. And now January is just going to have this page, and then every day I will put in the books I read. I may not always do like fancy stuff putting it in, and then the end I will do the stats tracker at the end and then start a new month. And the reason I do that is because I never know how many books I'm going to read in a month. I could read... last month I read 37 books in November. And then there were times in 2023 that I read 14 because my mental health was not doing very well. So there were times I read 14. So I don't ever know how many books I'm going to read, and I don't want to plan for 35 books and read 10. So we're just going to prep this. And when we come back for February prepping, we will do our stats page and prep for February. And what I might do is just make those shorts because I always need shorts. I never have enough TikToks or shorts. That's what I might do these as. That way I always have something to post that's quick. Okay, and then this is days read. I wanted to just have, I want to track how many days I read in the month. So what I'm going to do is these little tiny boxes are what's going to get filled in when I read that day. So we'll just draw in our little boxes. So much fun, isn't it? I could have just put like an already made or gotten a stamp of a calendar, like a perpetual calendar stamp, and stamped it out and then just highlighted when I read that day. I read most days, but there are still some days when I don't. So I'm just curious to see if there's certain days I don't read. You know what I mean? Like, do I always read on a Monday, but maybe not always on a Tuesday? I think it would be interesting to see what days I don't read compared to every month. But it's just simple boxes, and then I will write the numbers, and I hope I planned, I think, for 31 days in January. Are there 31 days in January? My boyfriend said to me one day, don't you know that rhyme? And I'm like, what rhyme? I don't know. I Google it because I don't know. The only one I could tell you is December. Literally December and February, and I mean, if it's a leap year, forget it. I'm giving you guys all my faults today. Everything that's wrong with me today. I don't know the rhyme to say how many days are in what month. We didn't get taught that. My boyfriend and I went to different schools, but we were in neighboring schools, and he was on one side of the mountain and I was on the other side of the mountain, so we didn't get taught on my side of the mountain. We didn't get taught no rhymes on my side of the mountain. Or maybe we did, but I missed that day. There we go. We'll just say I missed that day. Also, I didn't always go to school there, so maybe I missed it completely. Maybe I didn't get taught at the original school I started, my elementary school I started at. We moved when I was in 4th grade. Maybe it's my parents' fault. Should have kept me in. We'll put her right there because she'd be pretty. And I pulled her out in the last video. All right. As soon as I glue her in. Oh, no, come on, stop. As soon as stop it. Jeez Louise. As soon as I glue her in, I will grab a marker and color in January. And since she's purple and blue, might as well do purple and blue, right? I mean, it is winter. So let's see. I doubt I'm going to be able to match the correct purples and blue, but we can try. Probably not. Oh my god. You're going to pretend that you didn't hear me drop all that. Okay, you didn't hear me drop all that. So, I think I used alcohol markers. I mean, I know I used alcohol markers coloring that girl. But we're just going to use, these are Shut Alert. We're just going to use Shut Alert. because I don't want to pull out alcohol markers. And I'm not the best at coloring, and I don't care. As I've said so many times, this is my journal. If this was a journal somebody asked me to make, I put a lot of care into those journals, but this is my journal, and you know what's going to end up happening? I'm going to mess up in this journal, and I'm going to have scribbles because I put things down wrong. I'm going to glue pages together because I made mistakes. So I try not to worry about perfection. It's also not something that like anybody's going to look at, but all of you people on the internet and myself. It's not like this is something that's permanently going to stay. In 5 years, I'll probably be like, all right, I have too many journals. Let's start getting rid of some of them. Because I have a lot of journals on my shelf, and I don't have room for any more. And every month, I still make a new journal. So, it doesn't matter to me. That's my point. I can't. All right, there we go. So, this is it. Maybe I'll stamp and emboss on it. Maybe. And then, here we go. Oh, I gotta glue these together. They were stuck together, so I missed a page. All right. Go away. Thank you. So there we go. We have our Goodreads challenge, 200 books, the A to Z challenge, my reread list, 24 and 24. I have to get all of the photos out, my bookshelf. I guess I should finish, and figure out what colors I'm going to use. Book bingo, which I have to fill out. My stats, I have to erase all this and erase all that, and then that's fine. And then we are here, and I will probably glue these 2 pages together because that really bled through, and I know this journal will not last me the entire year. So I am not worried about gluing the pages together. Also, I do not recommend this journal. The papers are very thin. Very thin pages. I don't recommend it. Look, you can still see shadowing through. Yeah, I don't recommend this. I got it on Amazon. I won't even link it below because I don't recommend it. But there we go. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope I gave you some ideas for some pages or things to track or anything like that. And once I have everything completed, I will do a flip through and a short to show you everything when it's finally completely finished, like the 24 and 24 and the book bingo. I can take a breath now, right? Okay, so thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Comment down below and please tell me, are you keeping a reading journal and what is your favorite genre to read? Okay, have a great rest of your day.